Here's the harness. Thank you to Claudio from Tunic Technology. This harness was for another car. There was a change of plans, so I bought it from him. I was gonna build my own to create a video on how to do it, but I'm running close. I need to move. As you know, we have to move every 3 years. Over there is a Drive By Wire harness. That's the one that was on the car previously. It's for sale, by the way. Also, the electronic is for sale. And here is Drive By Wire. This is a Camaro 5th gen gas pedal with the adapter from C Precision. Changed my mind. I had originally a RX-7 gas pedal. However, I purchased this thing 2 years ago, and I think there was a bracket for it. I don't know if it was Drake who made it, but it's no longer available. So I had to get this one. Also, the harness is for this one as well. I didn't want to cut the harness, and I just wanted to make everything plug and play. So this is it. I couldn't find a plate to mount the mil spec plug or whatever this thing is called, and I found this one in Ludwig website. However, it's not perfect. It doesn't sit flush, and it was really a struggle to try to plug the inside part of the harness from underneath the dash, and even my wife had to help me. It was a little bit frustrated. Tried to make like a gasket to try to prevent the water and the humidity to go inside. This is gonna still be pending. I'm probably gonna make a bracket in 3D printer and see if I can make something that will look a lot better, but it definitely looked better than just having that hole right there. Not so clean now. Anyway, everything is good so far. These sensors, I needed to replace them because the plugs were different and I didn't want to cut the wire. This is oil pressure, oil temp. I purchased it too. Oil pressure, and then the one to the cast. I purchased this one from Haltech, and then it just plugs and play to this harness. However, the alternator plug is different from the harness, and I really don't want to cut this harness like I mentioned before. I have the plug there, but I'm gonna see if I can find a adapter to this harness that goes from here to there, and that way I don't have to cut it. Also, the other issue I have is the position of this coolant sensor is facing downwards, so this plug is thicker or wider on the top part. So if I try to put it there, it just hit with the alternator bolt and it doesn't work. This harness also came with 2 knock sensors. So what I did, I purchased the Bosch ones and I created my own adapter. Just grab a bolt, and then the thread in the housing is bigger than the size of the bolt. There are 2 things that you can do: drill the sensor and then get a thicker bolt that match the hole in the housing. Apparently that's a common thing that people do, and it doesn't affect the reading. Or the other option, you just do what I did. These spacers and this thread to the housing, and then the inner part, the bolt thread there. So something cheap. Remember, everything that I use, I put it on my Amazon store, so you can find it there. All right, it's the next day, and this is how it's looking. Last thing was the damn plug to the coolant temperature. I have to remove, I don't know if you can see it, but I have to remove part of the plug here and then on the other side to be able to make it fit. The other stuff is I had a adapter already that I utilized on my previous harness. I installed the coolant temp for the OEM dash or gauges. However, we might not be using that, and I'll show you probably, I don't know, in this video or later, but I'll show you why. So far, I had to find out what is the auxiliary IO2. I don't know what the hell is that. And then I have to make a harness for the boost controller. I'm assuming this harness was left-hand drive. So that's why it's so short. So anyway, I have the plugs. I have this one, and then I have the plug for the boost controller on the EFR, the stock one. Also, I need to find out how I'm gonna run the wire or the plug for the wipers. It should be this one right here, but all this harness went to the ABS system, which I don't have, and I don't want to cut it, but it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't think I can leave it hanging or tuck in some spot. So let me see what I can do. It just goes all the way here. So also I have to identify, I think it's this one that goes to the starter. There's some stuff that I need to run on the side. This one is the oil level sensor. One of these go to the power steering, and I don't know, I think I put this zip tie because I need these and that, and I think it's this one for the starter. So let's let's identify some stuff, remove the excess, and then keep going.
2 weeks later.
All right, after a long and tedious process, I want to double check the wiring, and these are the only wires that I need. This one, and I want to document all this, is black and red, and this one goes to the starter. It has a spade connection here. Then I need these 3 wires. The blue one is the oil level sensor. The green and yellow is the power steering one. And this one is supposed to be brown and white, which is the one that goes to the oil level sensor. And that's it. I unpinned them from here, so I didn't cut anything. So now I need to figure out which of these go to the starter, and then one of these goes to the starter as well. So let me figure that out, and then let me see if I can route it through there or through there, and put heat shrink, make it look pretty. Try to hide it someplace that the tire is not gonna hit it. Same as here, heat shrink, more fancy. This is what I did earlier. I don't want to cut all these harness because I don't know if I gonna use ABS system at some point. So I'm just gonna put it hiding there, and then I put this one that had the heat shield protecting from this corner so it doesn't cut them. And yeah, let's keep going.
next day.
Sheesh! RX-7 is looking like a car now. However, I haven't installed the dash, and there's a reason behind it, and there's also a reason of why these wires are labeled. And I can't do anything right now because I have to wait until the bezel and the hood come, but I'm so freaking excited to show you. And this is a nice combination that we got right here, and this is what I wanted to show you. I'm so freaking pumped because apparently this thing was in back order, but I was able to get it from Summit. Apparently all the VA guys utilize Terminator stuff or Holly stuff, and they don't use Australian stuff. But here is uC-10 right here. Holy cow. And now apparently there's a new update that you can customize the shit out of it, so can't wait. This is how it looks in the back. Apparently has the same mounting size or position that the IC7, and then it comes with the CAN wire and for data lock. Now this plug is in front, so it's a lot easier to connect the wire or the cable. And I'm assuming there's more stuff in here because I'm looking for the plug to start putting inputs. Oh my goodness, I can open it with one hand. There you go. So in here you have the pins and you have the plug to start putting analog signals. In this case we're going to utilize the turn signals, park brakes, high beam, and emergency brake. So far this button you can, I guess, use for anything you want. Now that I say that, the Haltech uC-10 communicates with the Nexus, and the Nexus communicate with the Haltech. So if you put inputs in the dash, it will send that information to the ECU. And yeah, got another one of this because the Nexus came with one. I'm assuming this is antenna, Wi-Fi connection, fancy, and then the mounting bolts. So here you see the gasket or the cover for that. So let's go to the office because the Nexus, for example, I purchased it long time ago, so I'm pretty sure that this is not the latest software. This should be the NSB. So I'm still gonna plug it to the computer to see which version it is, and I'm assuming that once it's installed it will request for an update, or we just go straight to haltech.com and then get it from there. And this, I'm pretty sure it will need an update as well. So before plugging in there, which is already squared away, let's see if these two items needs updates, and then I start plugging them in the car. That's not the new, oh, NSP, there you go. And this was on the 2022, so this is old. All right, so now let's start putting the signal or left indicator, right indicator, handbrake, high beam, and fuel level will be the last thing whenever I replace the fuel pump and then build the harness for it. But right now I'm just focusing on Yeah, making sure that the indicator and all these are reflected on the Haltech harness. So this is what I'm doing right now. That's the pin. And this is the, I don't want to say diagram, the legend, I guess. I don't know how you call that. Put it in the comment if you know how it is, so I can learn. And next time that I have to mention it, I can say the right thing. But if you see here, it tells you pin 1 is can high, pin 2 is can low, positive, and then ground. So you can identify here from left to right. Can high is the white one, blue one is low, battery is red. So based on this, or well, pin out information, I guess is the name.
Right.
Number 22 is a AVI5, and that's the left indicator. So I just crimped this wire, and I'm gonna use green because I don't know, the indicators are green. And then for the right indicator, I'll probably use another color. These I got them on eBay, and these are 20 gauge. I'm assuming for handbrake, red, high beam, blue, and so on and so forth. So green, left side, I just crimped that. The dash come with extra pins. So this is what I did, which is gonna put the left indicator on. I'm probably gonna write green here for future reference, but let's remove. So this is actually, if you see, I don't know if you can identify, but on the pin it tells you also the numbers, so you can match it to where it is. So if I go 9, 17, and 25 on the right side, so I have to find number 22. So you find the 25 row, 25th row, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So number 4, that will be number 22 right there. So I'm just gonna remove that plug that has, and I'm just gonna put that pin there. And once it sounds the click, it's in, and we're gonna identify how much wire I need and splice it and put in on the car. Let me show you. I already identified. I don't know if I showed this earlier, but I already named or tagged the wires. I identified them using the harness or wiring diagram for the RX-7 1994. The colors were the same. It doesn't matter if it's left-hand drive or right-hand drive. But at least for this. So I have the others right there, and I'm just gonna test them. So splice them, attach the new wire, sorry, and then test them. Let's fucking go. Hell yeah. All right. All right. If I did everything correctly, everything should work now. Let's see. So freaking excited, man. I hope I don't fuck this up. I see the the e-brake engaged. So let me release the handbrake, and then let's see if that works. Huh. It stays on though. Okay. And then if I go to the left, yeah, that's work. Hell yeah. Yeah, high beam works. For the e-brake, someone asked me how I get it to work because it wasn't working for it. And Ian, another RX-7 owner, said that you have to unplug the brake level sensor. So this one right here. So let me see if that's what is have to be done. Okay, let's release. That is what needs to be done. So you have to unplug the brake fluid level sensor to be able to get the e-brake to work. So that's a bummer. So if you open the NSP and then you go on sensors and you find the park brake, take a look at where it says the voltage. This is the voltage with the brake reservoir plug, and it fluctuates between 1.59 or 1.60. So just use the voltage that I use, type it there, and now both work. I still haven't checked without any fluid, but one day I'll remove all the brake fluid to see what voltage reflected, then I can adjust the number.